Hi, everyone. I guess we'll get started. It's 4 o'clock, and we are here, and my name is Jocelyn Martinez, and the moderator will be April Lamb.
Hi, everyone. I guess we'll get started.
And today we'll be talking about Baiboard3 and iBrainstrom. These are two great applications that your students can use so they can collaborate and work on projects together while they each have their own iPad. So just to give you a little information, we'll start with this PowerPoint slide, and we'll start with iBrainstrom. And I went in there and I looked it up and really wanted to know what it was. And this is what iBrainstrom, this is what they tell us, that it's a capturing and sharing your innermost creative genius that has never been easier. It's introducing the first multi-device collaboration tool from Universal Mind, and from iPad to iPad with just a flick of a finger. iBrainstrom has set the bar and has redefined the very nature of collaboration. And we'll be able to see this once we get into the application, and we'll see how it works. So what can we do with iBrainstrom? With iBrainstrom, we can organize during collaborative work. Your students can share, they may add notes, they can organize in the order that they desire. They can change the color of the notes to help them give meaning or priority. Different students can get the different color notes, and it gives clarity to the students and helps them become better note takers. They also have, it's a whiteboard. So it's a free-form drawing, separate from the iPad. They can buy this stylus, and it's connected through Bluetooth to your iPad. I don't have it, and I don't know if they will buy it for me, but I imagine it would be really, really nice to use. But you don't need it. You can always just use your finger and do free-form drawings in that way. You can share your project through email or any other sharing devices. Now we'll have a little information about Baiboard3, and this is a collaborative whiteboard that has been built in voice conferencing. You can visualize, create, and collaborate using the many tools available. You can collaborate on PDF. You can actually download a PDF onto Baiboard, and they can work on it together. Or you can use anything like Dropbox, Google Drive, iCloud, and Evernote. They're also integrated into the app already. Some of the tools in Baiboard3, they have the selection tool, they have a pen and eraser, text and insert, which are the basics, but they also have inserts of different shapes, different notes, they have a date, they have different arrows, so students can make their own graphic organizers. They also have the attachments, which they can bring in pictures. That was one of my favorites, and I'll show you in a minute. They can bring in any pictures. They can look up photos online. They can look up maps. That was awesome when I saw that they can actually look up a map and insert it into the whiteboard and collaborate on that. They can use PDFs, and they can also insert a variety of icons that are already included in the app. So let's move on to showing you how it works. So this first one, is iBrainstrom. And I already had an account, and I already had one set up. So we're going to add a project, and we can name it whatever the students would like to name it. Spring's coming up, spring break. I know everybody's ready for it. So let's name it Spring. And here students can use, their finger, or if they have the pencil by 53, this is where they can attach it, and they can hold and connect it through the Bluetooth device. They can use any types of colors. They can change to different sizes. Let's just go ahead and use the small one. And they can start drawing. They can talk about their spring break if they have to brainstorm on something that they did over spring break. They can make a flow chart and maybe use the days of the week, and they can all draw on this this one person can draw, while the other person on the separate iPad can start taking notes. And you won't be able to see my separate iPad, but you'll see when the notes come in. For example, if I do a note on my separate iPad, which I'm doing now, we can put maybe Six Flags. I know I enjoyed going to Six Flags during spring break when I was a child. And it should be coming in. Oh, I missed one critical step. You have to connect the iPads together. You have to sync them together. So we will do that now. This is where you look for the other iPads and you invite them to your session. This Pars T06 is the other iPad. And then it will send an invitation to the other iPad and you just decline or accept. I have accepted. And you press done. So now, as you can see, we will have notes that come in from the separate iPads that the other students are providing. So several students can be working with this at the same time. And they all have their separate ideas, they all have their separate thoughts, but they are working on one piece together. This is what iBrainstrom pretty much is. You can upload it, you can send it to the teacher, you can send it to the parents through Seesaw, they can send it to each other. So there's that. And this is pretty much iBrainstrom, very simple, very easy to use. We will move on to Baiboard3. I'm setting up my iPads. So we will start with a new board. And Baiboard3 has many, many more tools that are available. And we can do the same thing, thinking about spring. And this is what Baiboard3 would look like. We can start, we already did we have a variety of tools at the very top. You hold it down, you press it down, and a different menu pops up with the several colors, different sizes of pens, if you move it around, you get more colors. So we have the selecting tool. We have the pen tool, which are these are the basics. The eraser, text, insert shapes. If you press it, you can insert a shape. If you press down on the eraser, you get options of what to erase. You can either clear the whole page, you can clear the current page, or clear whatever you select. Let's go ahead and clear the current page. If you hold down the text, you can insert text. What do we see in spring? We see flowers, we see birds, many insects. They can use the text. They can make it bigger or smaller. If you want to insert shapes, you hold it down and it will give you different options. Now, if you see at the very beginning, we have the square, we have the circle. If you want them to do a Venn diagram, they can do that. And then they would move it. We have that option. You can keep, let's go back to the insert. I really like the notes that iBrainstrom also has. You click on the note and you click the color that you like the most and they come in. So, I mean, once again, they can organize their thoughts with the different colors of notes. That could be one. And then they want to insert a different note. That could be two. So as you can see, they can move them around. They can place them wherever they need to go. They have different inserts. Another great thing that they have are the arrows, the different arrows at the top. One of my favorites is this one, that you simply click on it and it makes a line that's already in a form of making a graphic organizer. So they are creating their own graphic organizers with these. They have the option of selecting and inserting the date. Okay. Now I'm going to clear my page so I can keep showing you the rest of the things that Baiboard3 offers. And we're going to go to attachments. Under attachments, you will see the photos and everything that comes along with it. I will show you the map because that was one of my favorites. They can simply zoom into what they need to know and take a picture. And it goes directly onto their whiteboard. And then they can go back and modify and do any changes that they need to do. Let's delete that. Another thing is that they have the options of adding PDF files, either through their camera, through their Dropbox. That's really awesome also. The icons, they're already included, and they just have to click and they pop on the screen. Now, how do they collaborate? Now, let's go to the three dots at the very bottom. These three dots, you press on them, and then you say tap to start meet. So one person would press on that. You get a number, and you will insert this number. I'm having issues with my iPad. You will insert this number into your other iPad where it says join meet. And I'll show you that option in a minute. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put it in on the chat, and April's available to answer any questions that you may need. So now, as you can see, there is another iPad connected, and that means two people are working on it now. Let me go back and show you where you would insert the meet number in order to join a group. Right here where it says join meet, instead of pressing new board, you would put join meet, and you would put that same number in there. And there you have it. We'll be around if you have any questions. We'll be answering them during the live chat. Also, don't forget to click on the link and get your CP credit. April will be putting that in the chat shortly. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, once again, just talk to us through the chat and we'll be available. Thank you and have an awesome spring break.